Okay, so my contents include an introduction about myself, why I chose this research topic, and then discussion on stem cells and metabolic diseases, which include type 1 diabetes, type 2 diabetes, and lysosomal storage diseases. And we will finalize with conclusion, which will include future research and comparison. So a little more about myself. My official name is Jinwo, but I go by Eric, and I am 16 years old, and I'm originally from South Korea. Currently, I live in San Jose, California, and go to Pioneer High School. The topic I chose was stem cell therapy and metabolic diseases. This was mainly because of my heavy interest in regenerative medicine, as well as once I researched the potential of stem cell treatment, I wanted to apply the potential into metabolic diseases. So in the world today, 1 in 3 people suffer from metabolic diseases. One of these metabolic diseases is the diabetes. And according to the World Health Organization, around 422 million people on Earth suffer from it. This causes many individuals to suffer economic tragedies. For example, because of metabolic disorders, $61.10 billion US dollars are in the metabolic disorder market. And diabetes itself is the most expensive chronic condition in the US, with around $237 billion being spent to treat it per year. However, there have been promises to treat these diseases with a new medical treatment method, the stem cell therapy. Through animal model testing and observation in human patients, many scientists say that stem cell therapy can be a tool for the long-term treatment of metabolic diseases. Let's dive into how stem cells can help a person be free of metabolic diseases. So the first metabolic diseases that we will tackle are the type 1 and 2 diabetes. While these two have similarities, there are key differences, such as type 1 diabetes. The main cause is due to the pancreas not making any kind of insulin, and it develops earlier in life. The type 2 diabetes, on the other hand, the main cause is due to pancreas making ineffective / not enough insulin, and it develops later in life, which results in more harmful than type 1 diabetes. These both are acquired, unlike lysosomal storage diseases. The stem cells used to treat these two diabetes include embryonic stem cells formed from human embryo, induced pluripotent stem cells, and mesenchymal stem cells. So how are stem cell therapy used in type 1 and 2 diabetes? As seen on the previous slides, embryonic stem cells, iPSC stem cells, and mesenchymal stem cells are used in the transplantation, which are differentiated into beta-like cells. These beta-like cells have the aspect / ability to produce insulin, which are then injected into the bloodstream to metabolize the glucose buildup, which are the main cause of diabetes. The main concern about this treatment is the fact that the hardship of directing beta-like cells once injected into the human body. This is the main focus for future clinical studies. So another metabolic disorder includes lysosomal storage disease. Stem cell therapy is also used in lysosomal storage disease. In detail, lysosomal storage disease is a type of metabolic disorder that is inherited during birth due to toxic material buildup in lysosomes, which leads to gene defect in lysosomal enzymes. The main stem cells used in this treatment include hematopoietic stem cells and bone marrow stem cells, which are transduced ex vivo or in vivo. Ex vivo, which is a gene modification cells outside the body, and in vivo, which is a direct injectment of gene modification into the body. These transduced cells are then injected into peripheral blood, which later copies the healthy genes and replaces the dysfunctional genes to treat defect in lysosomal enzymes. So in conclusion, stem cell therapy has the potential to cure metabolic diseases. In more detail, stem cell therapy is more beneficial to the patient due to the economic benefits. For example, the current treatment of diabetes, which is the insulin injectors, cost around $171,840 in a lifetime, while stem cell therapy only costs maximum of $50,000 in a lifetime. And since it is only injected once, the inconvenience of insulin injectors may result in human errors of patients forgetting to inject, while stem cell therapy does not require any human errors since it's only injected once. Finally, both treatments are shown effective in patient treatment as well as animal models. In the future, more clinical studies will be developed to require the safety and efficacy of stem cell therapy to be held to be injected into the patient. The main flaw of this is that humans can't fully control where stem cells go and once injected into the body. The clinical studies will be focused on trying to prevent that flaw to stop possible side effects. Thank you.
All right, thank you so much, Jinwo. Excellent presentation. One of my questions regarding that last part there is, what is the main barrier preventing, these stem cell treatments? Is it the fact that they can't really control where the stem cells go? Is that the main barrier, or is there some other barriers?
Yeah, the main barrier would be the fact that we can't really direct where the stem cells goes once injected into the body. While we hope that it is injected into the which body part we want it to go, there is side effects that if the stem cells are injected into other parts of the body, such as like the blood veins might pop and whatnot, which is serious side effects. So that's what the focus of the future studies are on.
Mm-hmm. What would be your estimate in terms of, how far off are we from being able to have this be a widespread treatment?
Right. Since this is a rather new medical treatment that is being applied, and since there has been no like specific patient treatment that has been injected into the patient, I would say we're still rather new. So I'd say around like 50 years or so, because we have to make sure that the efficacy and it is safe for every patient that is injected.
Oh, interesting. What would be, your next steps if you were to continue on this research and continue working on it?
Yeah, my main research focus would be like lab projects. Since this was a complete literary review, I would want to focus on like being able to actually acquire stem cells and being able to transform those cells into healthy beta-like cells to produce insulin to treat diabetes and whatnot. Since stem cells are also very difficult to gain, for example, it is very expensive. That's why the main focus would be like being able to gain that lab experience to be able to handle stem cells.
Got you. Very interesting.